Hey guys, I am the Conage, and I've got another Starcraft 2 commentary for you today. Today, this is a game on the ladder, another one, between two extremely unknown opponents, Jeragon and TJoRis. So, on the left here, we have our blue Zerg, TJoRis, who I believe is a Platinum League Zerg player. I don't really know much about him, but we'll see what he's got going for us today. And on the right, we got our red Protoss, Jeragon, who I believe is in the Gold League. So yes, this is going to be a Protoss versus Zerg, a Zerg versus Protoss, TVZ, PVZ, what have you. And it's going to promise to be a, well, very intense matchup. Hopefully between two people who do not insult the game of StarCraft with their level of play. So now let's see what we got going on here. We got TJoRis coming out with a beautiful extractor trick and some upside down supply. Very nice, very nice. Except for that he doesn't have an Overlord building. So he's decided to go into permanent supply block for kicks, I guess. I don't really know what's going on there. And we have Jeragon putting up the pylon, getting ready for a little wall off. See if he can create a little very standard play to make sure Zerglings don't run in and wreak havoc. Finally we got TJoRis coming out with an Overlord a little late. I'd consider this to be one of those openings that you do when you don't feel like being good at the game. But in any case, you know, supply blocking yourself is cool. You can see how well it's working out for him at the moment. He's currently pooling up some nice money so he can build, 3 drones at once maybe, because that's a really cool effect. No, just decides to build one. Alright. Cool. So already we're seeing some very high level skill coming out of our play. And what do we got Jeragon going here? He looks like he's not building probes anymore. Don't know what's going on here. And he decided to go with a full wall off with 2 gateways. Interesting. We'll see if this goes into any sort of zealot pressure early, or if he just accidentally walled himself off. It's hard to say for sure, or really why he's doing this. Usually you only come out with 2 gates when you want to apply some early zealot pressure. As you can see, he's not even building a zealot right off the bat. So basically he's walling himself off to make sure to keep himself safe. Maybe he's going to go for some ridiculous like mothership rush or carrier rush or some Stargate play, warp prism drop. I don't know. We'll see what he follows up with. The only issue right now is he's not taking any gas, and he's got 2 gateways coming in. No cybernetics core at the moment, so he's really falling behind the whole tech tree thing, so it doesn't really look like he's going to be gaining anywhere, and he's not building zealots, so who knows what's going to become of what he's doing. Now, if we take a look over at TJoRis, he said to come out 2 Zerglings. And some more Overlords. Finally starting to get going. He's got his Queen. Looks like he's going to be taking his expansion. Let's see if he does. He take it? Does he take it? Yes, here he goes. He's got an expansion. Very, I guess, kind of standard besides the fact that he's really delayed with that whole supply blocking thing. We'll see what TJoRis goes out and does. And we can see, well, at least Jeragon did scout his opponent. TJoRis has no idea what is going on in this game, so he doesn't believe in scouting. We got a little proxy pylon action from Jeragon here. It's cool. See if there's any aggression coming on soon. He's going to have to do some sort of warpage from the outside because, well, he walled himself in. We'll see how he deals with that in the future. Finally getting his cyber core up. Getting some gas mining, though he got it up kind of late, so he can't even start warp gate research. He's pretty behind in his opening right now, and he has no units either, so he's fortunate that, well, TJoRis decided not to do any sort of aggression, because he would be dead otherwise. And that would be a problem. Right now we got our larva injects. There we go. Nice little larva inject right here. Another queen, very nice. He's built both his queens at the regular hatchery. This is a nice move you want to do, so you can kind of like walk your queen down, make sure your queens are ready for the instant larva inject. Nice play. Currently at another supply block. He's got 2 Overlords coming in. So far we're seeing some very skilled play from both of our players. Got some Zerglings moving down. We finally got Warp Gate coming on through and a Stalker. See if the Stalker can actually get to the outside or if he'll get stuck behind it. I don't really know. I don't really know what Jeragon's going to do from here. And finally TJoRis is scouting out Jeragon with an Overlord. And checking for an expansion to find that, well, Jeragon cannot expand since he walled himself in with 2 gateways. And TJoRis is going to see this and start working on some of the gateways. Probably going to not do that much before Jeragon gets a stock around, starts moving in. We finally got the expansion coming down. TJoRis decided to not do a drone transfer since It's always good to have an uneven distribution of drones on each base, is what TJoRis is going for. He's also got his overlords nicely positioned right around his hatchery, so they can't help him with any scouting or anything. And let's see what we got going on. No drones building out of this. He's only pulling up, 600 minerals, and we got Jeragon pulling up 1,000, 200 here. And oh well, looks like TJoRis is going to take care of one of the wall-in. So it's nice for Jeragon, since I guess I filled up whatever he was doing. He can finally get out, maybe do some expansions. We got some really good micro here. He's only getting his stalkers all the way down, even though they have more range than the Zerglings. And the metabolic boost isn't even being researched, so doesn't believe in speed. Apparently these players mainly believe in one basing, even when they have two, and pooling up resources. Really good game from both of these guys. I'm really impressed. It's really amazing the kind of play that gets you into Platinum and Gold leagues these days. So we'll just keep watching it. And Jeragon decided to rebuild the gateway. We'll see if it actually results in, well, a full wall off again or not. And finally, Jeragon coming out with some more units, or some more buildings, I mean. He's coming out with 2 more gateways. Looks like it's going to be 4-gate Twilight Council. If this is an actual 4-gate play, it's very late. Usually you want to be, charging out of your 4-gate at about 6 minutes, 6:30 maybe, if you're trying to go for a very aggressive play. Right now, he's at 8:20, and his units aren't even up. And oh, we got little Zerglings coming through. Too bad none of them have speed, and Jeragon did another full wall-off. So I guess this will actually help him out here. Surprisingly enough, he decided to not get any sentries and just go with stalkers, which are terrible against Zerglings. And he's only firing with 2 of them. Oh, he's finally getting some more in. So I'm not really sure what he's going for here, but TJoRis doesn't really seem to know what he's doing. He's just attacking with slowlings. Finally getting the metabolic boost. Still has no drones mining on this hatchery. So really, I'm really impressed. And he's still on hatchery tech. He hasn't decided to go up with any layer, no roaches, not even an Evo chamber. In fact, he's not really doing anything at all. I don't really know what he's going for. Maybe he thinks he can just win with these lings, who have broken through, but I mean, these are just slow lings. They're not going to be able to do anything. If microed properly, stalkers could just kite them all day, but not sure if Jeragon is capable of that at the moment. Though Jeragon does have 2 geysers mining. We look at the units tab. He's actually beating his Zerg opponent in worker count, and he decides to wall himself in again. I'm not really sure what play he's going for here. I guess he wants to defend against Zerglings, since he's building 40 Zerglings. Still doesn't have any drones mining on this base. And we got Blink coming through for Jeragon. And, yeah, this is a very good game. I'm really impressed by the play currently. We got 40 more Zerglings coming across. They finally have speed. We'll see. If Jeragon just got like 1 sentry, he could just like force field the ramp, and these Zerglings would pretty much be a waste of everything. Also, Jeragon's decided that stalkers are the best counter to Zerglings, which is definitely not the case, but when they're behind a wall, heck, anything with range is good against Zerglings. And TJoRis, being the very intelligent player he is, decided to just go straight up into the gateways instead of, trying to do some sort of drop play or Nidus Swarm or anything that requires any sort of skill or creativity. And just building more Zerglings. Wow. And he's finally moving up to layer tech, getting the second extractor, still has no drones mining on his second base. And decided to get his... Oh, I little miss rally here. Finally getting some drones in. Still no transfer. This is very impressive. We'll take a look at the units lost tab here. We'll see that due to TJoRis just throwing all his lings at Jeragon's wall, he's very firmly behind in the resources lost tab. So, he's being really good right now. And he's pretty much encountering another supply block. Finally getting down the Roach Warren at like 1140. Really good play here. And then we have Jeragon coming down with a robotics bay and a robo facility coming out with an observer. So basically Jeragon is doing some intense 1-base play. He's got a ridiculous amount of stuff going down on 1 base. We'll see how that works out for him. Again, tries to move up into the wall. Maybe just take a little poke. I don't really know what he's going to do. He could easily just like manhandle Jeragon right now if he just decided to get ventral sacks and maybe some overlord speed drops him in, or if he had some like roaches to begin with, he could easily break down this wall, or even a Baneling bust. Pretty much anything besides what he's doing, besides like attacking with queens and drones, might work. Now he's taking double gas on his expansion, still has no drones mining, no drones mining here either. So you can see he's really got his economy well under control with drones being spread out everywhere. Finally got the Roach Warren in, decided not to research speed since, he doesn't feel like roach speed is important. because he's really good at Starcraft 2, and decided to come with 14 roaches, see if he can cause some damage. Jeragon decided to come out with 1 base, 4 gate Colossus with Twilight Council. This is typically not something you'd want to do, especially this late in the game. The Zerg could have easily at this point taken like every base on the map and pretty much worked up to about just any unit he wanted and destroyed Jeragon, but he decided instead to suck and do what he's currently doing. Alright, very good. This proxy pylon's allowing Jeragon to get some harass. He delays the expansion. Nice play. These Zerglings are probably going to come in and clean this up unless TJoRis amazes me with some other sort of play. And he decided just to run his Zerglings right in to his own base, foregoing a really easy surround he could have had. And now the roaches come in, and he should be able to clean this up, though. And yeah, he's coming in, getting the surround. Both of them decide not to produce any more units at this point because I guess they probably can't multitask very well. I don't know what's going on. And the roaches are coming in, probably going to clean up this pylon. We'll see what Jeragon does next. He's got an observer out. You can see he's starting to mine out his main base, though he hasn't produced any more probes, so this is basically like a really slow, terrible all-in is what I'm seeing currently. And he's got even more stuff going on one base because he's pretty much supply blocked himself, as TJoRis has as well, coming out with 6 overlords at once. That's a not typically what you want to do, but okay, you know, whatever. He's finally got a nice overlord spread, getting some scouting in. Roachling, slow roaches and lings. This is probably going to do terrible against Colossus and Stalker, but, you know, I don't even think TJoRis is, like, scouting after the beginning. So it doesn't really matter what's going on because, well, I don't really know how much Jeragon has really scouted that well either. So basically both of them are kind of in the dark. Jeragon probably has no idea this attack is coming, except for he should have an observer out here, yeah. So he's gearing up, but he's by this full wall off, so these Zerglings are pretty much going to be useless. The roaches have like no range, so they're going to be useless. And the Colossus should just be able to rain down hell. Though he didn't research Thermal Lance, which is pretty much the first thing you do when you get a Colossus, because that range upgrade is pretty much the best thing in the world. But he decided that he doesn't need it. He'd rather just get 3 Colossus out with short range. But since it looks like TJoRis also doesn't believe in upgrades, since he still doesn't have roach speed, no evolution chambers, finally got some drones mining. He decided to go with 4 drones on this extractor. This is one of those things you do when you want to waste drones because you think you're really funny and you'd rather, I don't know what you'd rather do. As you can see, he's got good resource distribution with these 2 players. One of them has no gas, the other one has no minerals. And, you know, TJoRis still deciding. You can see how well his strategies and build orders are paying off. His 2-base play is making sure that he has an abundance of minerals. Or pretty much the opposite. He finally did get Overlord speed. Looks like he's getting ready for a drop at 17 minutes. You know, this is really great when you only have slow roaches and lings at the 17-minute mark of the game, and your Protoss player is still in 1 base. But he does have 3 Colossus and finally a Forge coming in. Still in 1 base. This is some really harrowing play. I'm really impressed by how this game is going so far. And says to come in. Jeragon just warps some units over here to do, I don't know what he's doing. Looks like he supply blocked himself again, so he's coming out with 3 pylons. TJoRis also supply blocked himself again, though he's not coming out with any more overlords, so he's pretty much screwed at this point, and he still hasn't taken another base since, you know, he hasn't been presented with any opportunities to do so. He'd rather just mass up unupgraded roaches and Zerglings to prepare for some sort of doom drop, which is probably going to fail miserably because, well, there's like not much room in here, and there's stalkers all over the place, so they'll probably shoot down all the overlords as they try to come in. So I can't imagine TJoRis having enough overlords to even spare. And then he's probably going to be supply blocked forever because he doesn't have any extra overlords. He's finally coming out with 5 overlords, and he's only loading up 5 overlords with units and having the other ones just follow. Alright, nice play. We still got these stalkers and zealots moving across. And oh, finally, Blink and Colossus moving across the map. He's going to intercept these overlords. Incredible, unless Jeragon doesn't notice and just kind of lets him go. But no, he did. Did he shoot down one? I don't even know. His Colossus, without range upgrader come in, are going to easily roast the Zerg army. But the Zerg drop, it's going to come in. There's only this Colossus to defend, and there's, well, He's pretty much almost mined out of his base right here. This army should have no problem dealing with what the Zerg's got because it's completely worthless. We'll see how this drop works out. See if I can keep two things under control at once. He decided not to drop it. He decided to move around and drop on top of the Colossus, which is completely unnecessary. And then he's just kind of not even paying attention to his units over here because he's paying too much attention to his drop. And, well, he took out the Colossus, but with this Protoss army out here, he can easily just kind of waltz back and take care of it. He's pulling up tons of resources, decided that he doesn't want to build a single unit because he's paying so much attention to this drop where he's not doing anything at all and just kind of letting his units attack whatever he wants. Jeragon's decided just to go for a base race, which he should probably win really easily since he has way more units and stuff. And he's not really doing anything. TJoRis isn't even microing. And Jeragon coming in. Some roaches are coming out. You know, he's making sure his Colossus are exposed. Finally moving them back. He's not microing his stalkers at all. No focus fire, no blink. And wow, this actually could turn out to be a very close game. Jeragon is officially supply blocked. He's decided to focus down on... I don't even know what he's doing at this point. Oh, who's going to win this game? There's not that many buildings left for TJoRis. He could easily lose. We'll see how this game works out. Oh, man, this is really coming down to the wire. We'll see if Jeragon can focus down the buildings, which he should be focusing on instead of the units. And it looks like TJoRis is taking his drones off to fight, and he's still just letting his roaches just attack whatever. These roaches aren't even attacking. They're just sitting here. I don't even know what TJoRis is paying attention to. What are their APMs anyways? They're really low. Alright. And... wow, this is actually really close. I'm predicting that Jeragon's going to win because there's only 3 buildings left here. And there's 4 here. No, there's 3. No, there's actually an extra pylon. Oh, and this game looks like it's over. There's no way that Jeragon's going to lose this one. And... oh, TJoRis gets eliminated. 1 pylon to 1 forge. Oh, no, another pylon. So, yeah. Basically, this was a very, I don't really know what to say much about this game. Basically, don't play like they just did, because that was pretty sad. The fact that these are their armies at 22 minutes. No upgrades. Pretty much no real units. I don't know. Anyways, I hope you enjoyed this cast. You can see the kind of play that can get you in higher leagues on the ladder. And, hopefully you learned a little something from this game. Because I sure did. Anyways, hope everyone had a good day, and I'll see you guys later. Bye-bye.